To wrap up this module, I would like for you to try this out. This is a great exercise. So you can access menu items, key commands from all over Logic. So it's very easy. I want you to navigate the entire GUI, hold control, and click. You can also just right click anywhere. So I'm going to start doing this up here in the control bar. And so you'll see that I have a couple of options here: customize control bar and display. Okay, this is something that I can learn from. This is something that I could investigate. Let's continue. Let's do the same thing inside of the track header. Track header contains the track and the regions therein. So I will hit control click, and now we see some menu items. I can create new audio tracks, rename them, create track stacks. If you ever forget how to do anything, you should learn the key command. If you don't remember the key command or you don't know it, you can simply control click, bring up the contextual menu, and then your last recourse is to go into the main menu bar and try and find some answers here. Something I do want to point out is that the edit tab in the main menu bar directly reflects the same information you could find in what's called the local menu bar, which is right here. And so the information here is the same that we just saw up there in the main menu bar. So that's something I want you to try out. Again, control click in the inspector. All right, we're seeing some different options here, different options there. What happens if I control click here inside the region inspector? Okay, we have some more options. Nothing here. What happens when I open the mixer and I control click? All right, I start seeing some more options. The more you familiarize yourself with the contextual menu and how it can best serve you, the better prepared you are for any situation, because you'll come to find that this contextual menu really has most of the answers that you will need in your Logic Pro journey. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want you to do. And the next thing is I would like for you to focus some of your attention on customizing your control bar and display. This is the very first thing that you can do to optimize your Logic Pro user experience. Again, we can control click the control bar. You can also access this down arrow menu here. Hover to the bottom of the menu and customize control bar and display. Here we literally have access to everything that you see in Logic Pro's GUI. All of the various views. You want to leave all of these on. On the right-hand side, you will find all of these icons reflected inside of the views tab. So the list editors, which would include tempo, signature, your marker list. We have a notepad available to us in Logic Pro, the Apple loops, as we've talked about, and then the browsers. Transport has to do with all playback and record functions. You have the custom tab here, which is very important, probably the most important thing that you can get in terms of customizing your user experience. If you want to check out my settings, you can go ahead and take a screenshot here. I really want you to take the time to learn what it is that you need to learn. I don't believe you're going to need to learn every facet of the program, but we need you to pick up on exactly what it is that you need to propel your music production, propel your career forward. Once you find a setup that really works for you, do me a favor and hover down here to the bottom left and save this as a default, so that every single time you open up Logic Pro, you can apply as a default and you won't ever have to set this up ever again. The very beginning, I recommend you make things as easy as possible. And if you want to start adding to your plate, you can do so. But the last thing you want to do is bombard your eyes with a bunch of stuff and hence overwhelming your brain. We don't want that. We want you to be clear. We want things to be easy. So if your screen ever looks like this, do me a favor. Learn the most basic key commands, Y for the library, I for the inspector, X for the mixer, and O for the Apple Loop browser. So we're going to start there. I want you to do those two things. I really do think that they will make a big difference. Taking the time to familiarize yourself with the control bar and display in Logic. It normally is not going to look like this, just to be clear. It'll probably look more like this. And so please make sure that you customize that to fit your needs. Make sure that you control click everywhere on the GUI so you can better understand the shortcut and contextual menu. Again, the promise is that if you go through the course, that if you do get your repetitions in, you spend time with the program, your speed, your efficiency will increase drastically, making you more of a professional and preparing you for the world out there at large. Want to make sure that you are well equipped when you get out there, when you start producing. Make sure, now that you've taken this first class, that you spend a minimum of 1 hour outside of learning. Do not go back into learning mode. It's very important that you get into the DAW because that's where the real learning begins. If you then want to pick up on some new videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And here is some reading for you guys. For those of you that are really new, I would love for you to read this free PDF that I have put together for you. It is called Logic Pro, an introduction PDF. Go ahead and check that out, and it will fill in the blanks for those of you that need a little bit more support. Go ahead and download this PDF, and I look forward to seeing you again. All right, cheers.